Shalom, 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 Yasha'Allah. This is your boy, Brother Samuel, or Shamuel, back at you with another quick edifying video. Right, today's lesson is going to be called Closing the Breaches. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Right, that's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah. Right, and his only begotten son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi, right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa, right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from Tahar on down, who has pushed this truth and this gospel to the four corners of the earth in these last days. Shalom, right? So like I said, I want to today's lesson is going to be called Closing the Breaches, right? And I just want to first get a definition of breach, what breach means, and then, just kind of go into it, right? And I'll explain. So here is just, took up the definition of breach. There's two different ones. It says an act of breaking or failing to observe a law, agreement, or code of conduct, right? It also says, in 2, it says a gap in a wall, barrier, or defensive, especially one made by an attacking army, right? And also when I think about a breach, like a dam, like, right, when a dam has like a crack or something's wrong with it, there's a breach in the wall and the water and everything kind of seeps out. Right. So let's get it in the I wanted to look in it in the blue letter too and see. I know breach is in there. And we're gonna go over that, but matter of fact, let's just get into it, right? So like I said, this is called Closing the Breaches, right? And I kind of thought about this title because right now I'm seeing a lot of these different camps, man, that are they're not holding fast to this truth, man, right? They're not holding fast to this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? People are leaving, the knowledge and wisdom, that has been learned from the West and West camps, and they are going their own way, right? And, I could just see it through the spirit that Yahawashi is closing the breaches of this truth, man, right? He's closing the breaches, and he's sealing, the wall back of that true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? And as he closes those breaches, guess what? Those folks who are teaching these false doctrines, right? They won't be able to leak into this thing, man. It's going to be solid, This thing, there's a lot of people, and a lot of camps, who are not teaching this 100% truth, man, and I can see it through the spirit that Yahawashi is closing the breaches on this thing, and as that puts pressure on these camps and these folks who are not teaching this 100% truth, right? It's just closing tighter and tighter on and exposing, the flaws and exposing the their the lies, because I think some folks, you could say that maybe they just don't know, but a lot of folks, who are teaching these things, they do know and they choose not to, and the Most High is slowly squeezing that out, and what's going to happen is eventually, right, those breaches are going to be closed, and guess what? Only those who, of the elect are going to seep onto that side of that wall of that protection, right? When you talk about, let's go back to the definition, right? It says a gap in the wall, a barrier, right? So when you close up a breach, that means you fix a breach. So you fix that wall, and the only people that are going to be on that other side of that wall are going to be the elect, right? Those who have been chosen. Right, so the Most High is closing up the breaches, right, of all this folly and madness of these other camps, man, and these other people teaching these falsehoods. Okay, so let's just get into it, right? I just want to get into it. I guess I don't want to keep it too long. Right, let's get the book of Romans, chapter 9, and start at verse 9. It says, "For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth." Right now, the Most High is sifting, man. He's sifting all, his elect, from amongst all these other camps, and even like Elder Apostle Tahar and Elder Apostle Gabar, they were talking about it, that there might even be some in GMS, but ultimately, the elect are going to be those ones that are going to be saved, So like when you sift something out, right? Like say if you're sifting gold, right? You shuffle through the dirt, and the dirt kind of falls out to the ground, right? But what's ultimately left at the end of the day is that gold nugget, And like the scriptures say, you're going to be tried like gold. So right now, everything is being this world is being sifted, man, right? To see who is of the elect, right? Who is the sincere and who has this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in these last days, I'm gonna jump to verse 11. It says, "In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen," right? And we know that's if I'm not mistaken, it's talking about the elect, It says, "And will close up the breaches thereof," right? You're gonna fix these walls, right? Because right now, you know, it's just a lot of madness, and the scriptures talk about it. We're gonna go into some of those scriptures where you got folks who are creeping in and throwing these falsehoods, right? These false doctrines and all these different things, and mixing it amongst the truth. But when the breaches are closed, right, and they're fixed, hey, nothing's gonna get through this thing, Nothing's gonna get through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. And if you're on that other side of the wall, and once that wall is closed up, you're not gonna be able to get on the other side, But ultimately, you have to be of the elect, for that, right? But it says, "And close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old." Okay. And I wanted to look at that in the blue letter, right? Because when you looked at the definition here, it says the act of breaking or falling or failing to observe a law, agreement, or a code of conduct, right? And you could ultimately say that this is part of it too, right? Because you got people who were taught this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and now guess what? Now they're going against it, right? Or they're changing it up, you know? They'll say, they'll start off by saying, oh, Yahawah, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and now all of a sudden, now they're saying Most High and Jesus, God and Jesus. Now these are the things that they're doing, they're starting to say things like, the so-called UFOs, those are not the chariots of the Lord, right? They'll say stuff like, hey, well, what do they call him, Jesus or whoever? They'll say, oh yeah, he didn't really do miracles, right? These are the falsehoods, right? You're denying the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? And that is failing to observe an agreement or a code of conduct, right? Or breaking. That's breaking of that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you learn, right? And it's also as a gap in the wall, right? It's letting stuff seep in, right? And that's the major problem. And like I said, right now, hey, Yahawah Bahasham Shai is not playing, and he's about to start closing up and fixing these breaches, right? And guess what? You're not going to be able to, like, all that falsehood. Hey, it's about to be done with, man. But I want to get it in the blue letter too, as I believe it says the same thing when you go to it. So let's just look at it real quick, and then we'll go on, right? Because this is Amos 9:11, and let's see what we got here. For breaches, it is
Strong's H6556. Peretz.
So it says, breach, a gap, bursting forth, outburst, breach, broken wall, outburst, right? And these are the things that's going on, you know? So these breaches are about to be closed up, man, right? These breaches are about to be closed up. And right now, the Most High Yahawah Bahasham Rawchaa, right, is exposing these other camps and these doctrines, these false doctrines in these last days, right? And it was all spoke and prophesied about, you know? So let's just get back into it, right? Just want to get that. Let's go to the book of Jude, right? Jude, because we understand, no, matter of fact, let's go back. No, I'll just keep going, Salakia. Let's go to Jude chapter 4, and let's start at verse 4. It says, "For there are certain men crept in unawares," right? And how they creep in, right? Through the gaps, through the breaches, right? "Who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our most high power into lasciviousness, and denying the only Yahawah Bashim Shai, our power, and our Lord Yahawashi Hamashiach," right? And that's the thing that's going on right now. There are men who are creeping in, right, through these breaches, because they're trying to teach these falsehoods. Now they're teaching, hey, that, you know, they don't even know the name, right? They calling them Christ now, you know. Then this is madness. This is crazy. But the scriptures talk about this. The scriptures say that these things are going to happen in these last days, right? Verse 5 says, "I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that Yahawah Shema Shai, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not." Right? And that's what's going to be happening in these last days. Right? The Most High is about to start judging these, you know, these camps, man, who are not teaching his true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's not choosing this true 100% doctrine. Right? Things, it talks about it, right? We're going to get the scriptures about it, but it just keeps talking about it, right? Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's just go to it. Let's go to Salakia, 1 Peter 4 and 17. Salakia, this thing is tripping. 1 Peter 4 and verse number 17. It says, "For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?" Right? And that's what's happening now, man. That's what's about to be happening, and it's about to be a horrific judgment, man. Right? For those who, you know, who just they just not gonna get right, right? And they out here teaching these falsehood and these lies, right? And the thing about it, you know, at one point they knew this stuff. They knew this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and now they're either choosing not to, you know. And we know ultimately the Most High has put it in their hearts and hardened their hearts that they won't, right? And that's the thing. But we got to understand that that judgment is going to be coming to this, you know. And the Most High, like I said, is closing the breaches of this stuff, right? And this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, it's like a press. And he's just putting the pressure on these camps where they just got to keep coming out with different falsehoods to try to stay afloat, right? But the Most High is eventually going to just smash them out of here, man, right? And the scriptures tell you about that, right? You know, just like that in 1 Peter 4 and 17, right? You got, this is what I was going to go back to, Amos 9 and 10. It says, "All sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say that evil shall not overtake nor prevent us." You know, and that's how our people are thinking in these last days. You know, they're thinking this. You know, and we got to understand that, you know, the scriptures tell us, you know, and here in America, man, 2/3 of our people, right? Let's get to it. Zechariah 13 and 8. All right, 2/3 of our people here in America are gonna die, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? You Israelites, right? You're not gonna get right, right? The breaches are closing, right? They're getting fixed, right? And it's about to be sealed up, right? So it says, Zechariah 13:8, it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein, right? Because guess what? Like I say, and this is why the Most High has blinded, the eyes and the heart, or the mind of a lot of our people, right? Because the scriptures tell us in the book of Isaiah, lest they see and they hear and they be converted, you know. But the scriptures have to be fulfilled. That guess what? 2/3 of the people here in America or Babylon, and they're going to be destroyed here. They're gonna be destroyed here. Okay. What's that other one? There's what is it? 2 Peter 2 and verse 1, right? And this is what's happening, man. You go on here and you start, and that's the thing, right? You gotta stick to the foundation, right? And you can't be going from one camp to the other camp, listen to this, listen to that, because your mind will just not be at ease. It's going to be to and fro, okay? But this is 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, but there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring damnable heresies, even denying Yahawashi that bought them, and bring up themselves swift destruction. Right? So destruction is coming, right, to those, who are teaching these false ways, man. Right? And it's crazy because there's a lot of camps who are just, they don't see it, right? They think the MOTB, right, or Revelation 13:16, they thinking that it is sin, right, or some other craziness, right, when it can clearly be so that this is a physical thing, man, right? This is going to be an incision that's going to be placed, and it's going to be the micro C hip that's going to be put in your hand on your forehead, and this is, but they don't have those eyes to see, or they just choosing not to, the Most High has hardened their hearts, just like he did in Egypt, right? And this is modern day Egypt, okay? Let's go to the book of Luke, right? The book of Luke, chapter 12, and verse number 2, and it says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known, right? And the Most High is exposing a lot of these doctrines and a lot of these teachings, you've seen all these articles. It's made it clear today what the MOTB is, right? So a lot of people are going to be scrambling to try to cover up their lies, right? But it says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known, right? And guess what? You have the brothers who are being watchmen and who are sounding the alarm, right? And are showing, who's showing, what's really going on and trying to warn the people, right? Because these folks are leading folks into death and destruction, man, right into these ICBM missiles, man, right? So their flesh can be melted off, man. Let's go to because like the scriptures told us, right? The scriptures tell you to that that this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is going to be here, and you're going to be able to know all these things, right? What is that? John, right? John 14 and 26, right? And it says, but the Comforter, which is the Holy Ghost, or the Qadash, whom the Father, right, Yahawah, will send in my name. Who's him? Yahawashi. He shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance whatsoever I had said unto you, right? So these things are coming back to us. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, like in the book of Daniel, it says knowledge shall be increased in these last days, right? We got to understand it. We know what the Heavenly Father's name is. His name is Yahawah. We know what the Son's name is, right? Yahawashi, right? These are the things, that are important. And you got people now who are actually tossing that to the side like it don't mean nothing, And that's why, Yahawah Shemashai is closing the breaches on this stuff, man. All this folly and this madness, you know. And he said that I'm gonna start at my sanctuary, those who know this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Start with you, because you should know better, right? So let's see. Let's go to Luke, right? Let's go back to the book of Luke 21 and verse number 15. And it says, for I will give you, right, with this the Rawchaa Qadash is going to teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance. It says, for I will give you a mouth of wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Right. And what's crazy is, I see all these different false doctrines and all these things, coming about and being said. I was watching one camp, I don't even know why, but something was said and it was so off. And I was like, wow. I was like, this is why I cling to GMS and the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, this true 100% doctrine, because the things that was said was like, what is going on? And the crazy part about it is I see, the men of GMS from Tahar on down who are chopping this stuff up through the spirit, chopping up these false doctrines, like a Ginsu knife, man, And it says, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. They can't touch it, right? Especially like these wacky tacky, Christian churches, man. They don't even want none. You know what I mean? They're, who was it? I think it was Elder Apostle or Rambla. We dealing with, no, it was Elder Apostle Tahar. And he's just like, man, these are like it's like a little 3-year-old, man. What he say was like, you telling them that, there's no Easter bunny or there's no Christmas or the Tooth Fairy, they bug out, man, right? With this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man, But it says, for I will give you a mouth of wisdom. I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist, right? And what did, in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 15, it said, I will give you pastors according to my heart, and they shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Right? Let me just get it. I want to quote it. Let me just get it. Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 15. It says, Jeremiah 3 and 15, and I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Right? This true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that can't be gainsaying or they can't resist, right? Vocab, hey, he can't do nothing. He can't do nothing against this. This true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. All he can do is just continue to just like a little kid, just nope, that's not it. You know what I mean? But then don't have any comeback, right? There's nothing that they can say because they know that this is the truth, this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Let's get this. Let's go to, what do I want? Let's try Hebrews. All right, let's go to Hebrews. So like I said, the Most High, Yahawah Shemashai, they're closing the breaches on all this craziness, man, this madness, this false doctrines, these camps that, continue to teach, and lead the sheep astray, man, right? This is Hebrews chapter 10, verse 23. It says, let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promise, right? And we got to hold fast, because there's so many wicked winds of doctrine trying to blow you to this side or blow you to that side, and try to move you out of that thing. You got to hold fast in this wisdom, this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in these last days. Because if you don't, you can get blown away, and all of a sudden you might get blown away by a wind of doctrine. And now you guess what? You end up in a line, waiting to get the MOTB, man. Okay, so you got to hold fast. You got to hold fast to the profession of your faith, man. Right, and through this faith we believe, and this is why this faith is going to be so important in these last days. And you should continue to pray each day that Yahawashi increases your faith. To be able to withstand all the wiles of the devil. Okay. Let's go to the book of Hebrew. The book of Hebrew. No, Salakia. I'm talking about Ephesians. Salakia. Let's go to Ephesians 4 and 13. And it says, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of knowledge of the Son of the Most High, right? Yahawashi, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the statute of the fullness of Hamashiach, that we here henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Right? Because we know a lot of these folks, man. It seems like a lot of these folks now are getting paid, or they took the bag and now they're out here betraying the people, man. And it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing to see, that this thing is happening, right? Because it says whereby they lie in wait to deceive. They trying to peek through the gap in the wall. They trying to whisper through the gap in the wall. And guess what? Through the power and spirit, how about you, that gap is getting closed up. Well, they're not going to be able to do that or penetrate this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Or also, of the elect, right? There's the elect that are I believe that are in a lot of these camps that are going to come out, right? And they're gonna follow, Yahawashi's voice. They're going to follow this true wisdom, knowledge, understanding, this 100% doctrine, right? They're going to follow it, Let's get this. Let's go to 1 John, right? Because the folks they're crafty, they're crafty, and then they get you in, and then they start changing stuff up, and a lot of people of our people, they get comfortable, right? And then they'll keep hearing these things, and they'll just keep pushing it to the side. Next thing you know, it's a whole new doctrine, and you've been sitting up in there and you got bamboozled, man, because you put your trust in man, you haven't put your trust in Yahawah Shem Yahshai, right? In your faith, right? And this is you see the title says the spirit of the Most High and the spirit of the Antichrist, right? So it says 1 John 1 John Salakia 4 and 1, it says, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Right. And that's what we see now. There's many false prophets out here teaching all types of craziness. Right. I know that's one of the reasons why I had to get off of Clubhouse, man, because there was so many different crazy doctrine, crazy things going on. It was just a bunch of it was babble, It says, hereby know ye the spirit of the Most High, every spirit that confesseth that Yahawashi Hamashiach is come in the flesh is of the Most High. Right. So now you got some of these camps teaching, that the name is not Yahawashi, right? That Yahawashi didn't do miracles. You got camps teaching this craziness, man, right? And they are not of the spirit. It says, in every spirit that confesseth not that Yahawashi Hamashiach is come in the flesh is not of the Most High. And this is that spirit of Antichrist, right? Whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already it is in the world. And that's what's going on in right now, right? That's what's going on right now, right? Is this Antichrist, this anti-Hamashiach spirit that's gone through trying to deceive the people, right? And the scriptures tell you, right? Let's get this. 2 Timothy, 3:13. Salakia. This thing be acting up. 3 and 13, it says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Right? That's what we see right now, man. We see a lot of these evil men that are seducing, seducing, with these, kwamyashalas, and the biggest garments and the prettiest garments and the gold and the purples and all these, the big manures and all this stuff, man. Right? It says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Right? A lot of people are being deceived, man. But we know through the scriptures, hey, the elect, hey, they're not going to fall for this stuff. Right? And they're going to come out of it. They're going to snap out of that trance that this place has got people in, and they're going to come to this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Salakia, just being in the hood, you get this stuff, right? But let's go to, let's go to my last one, right? I'm going to close it on this, right? So we got to understand that Yahawashi, he's closing up these breaches. These breaches are getting closed, right? This time is coming short for these camps, right? If you're not teaching this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right, you're gonna be destroyed, man. You're gonna be nuke fuel. You're gonna be targets for target practice for the chariots, of Bahasham, right, and the angels. So it says Galatians 1 and 6. It says, marvel not that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Hamashiach unto another gospel, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of Hamashiach. But though we or an angel from heaven, right, preach any other gospel unto you than that we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. Right? As we said before, so I say it now again, if any man preach any other gospel unto you than that ye have received, let him be accursed. Right? And the Most High is getting ready to put that judgment down. That gavel is coming down, and these the breaches are getting closed on these camps with this falsehood and these false doctrines, and this is coming soon, man. Right? These things are we are living in the last days where all these prophecies are coming to pass. The scoffers, all these things are here at this moment. And guess what? And he said in Amos, he's sifting out. And he's closing up the breaches thereof. He's gonna fix these walls, and guess what? Once he fixes it, it's gonna be a division. It's gonna be a divide, right? And you got to be on the side of Yahawah Shai, because if you're not on that side, hey, woe unto you, man. It'll be destruction and sorrow. Especially of those who knew this truth and chose not to, to warn the people, like to warn the watchmen. When you sit up here and that the mark, is a C hip, which right is the RFI C hip, and you choose not to, you choose to sit there and say that it's sin or something else, right? You setting yourself up. Right? Let me get this last one, and I'm gonna close it up, right? It's Ezekiel 3. Let's just get to it. In verse 17. We bring this out a lot, right? Because if you come out to teach this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, you got to teach it right. You got to warn the people right. Right? If you're not warning the people, man, right? So it says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked ways, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Right? And that's the thing, right? If you want to be this watchman, and I think it's a little different in, is it 33? Let me see. Rawchaa. Let me get this one. Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 3. It says, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him up for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet, and he took not warning. His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. And that's what we out here, truly to do. It says, but if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come, right? And that's what a lot of, these other camps are doing. They're being a false watchman. Right? It says, but if the watchmen see the sword come, right, you know what the MOTB is, right? And it says, and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, right? And you know the true name, right, of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, right? And you're teaching people, well, just Christ, Jesus, the Most High, Christ bless, whatever. It says, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand, right? And that's, what's ultimately was going to be coming to this judgment, man. So, you want to make sure that you are teaching this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, in 100%. And that's why it's important too. Hey, if you're wrong, you take heed, But guess what? The Most High is closing up these breaches, man. Right? And a lot of you, we wicked jakes and you folks in the camps who are not teaching these things, right? Hey, man, you got hell to pay, man. And destruction. Okay? So Lord's will, this has been edifying, right? I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to the elect, man. Right? Stay strong, stay faithful, stay focused, stay rooted, stay grounded in this wisdom, this true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Pray for each other, pray for faith in these last days, man, to be able to withstand the wiles of the devil, And with that, I want to say shalom.